What's going on, gamers? So, Crimson Desert is a game that just keeps on improving. I have to tell you, I'm very impressed by it. These guys released an update again, making the game even better, but also showing you that PSSR 2 can have even more enhancements. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. We're going to take a look at an image to see how much improvements they made compared to at launch. And yeah, this image definitely has a huge improvement. Digital Foundry posted the image, but Gus Fan here also has it. So in the update, we know they increased the expansion of personal storage by up to 1,000, which is actually really good. But they didn't mention the pro update aspects and this little aspect right here, basically letting people know. In the update, we have implemented additions such as the option to display helmet appearances, expansion of personal storage up to a maximum of 1,000 slots based on camp expansion progress, and more. It is currently available on the Steam version and Epic Game Store version. Updates for PlayStation version, Xbox, and Mac are planned to come pretty much later, which they did end up dropping. So if we go back over here, Gus adds in it also includes further image quality enhancement updates for the PS5 Pro. Yeah, all the modes, everything looks better. The softness that Digital Foundry was talking about last time, they didn't put up a video or anything, is basically gone, and now it looks a lot more better. We're going to take a look at this image here too soon. So it's interesting that they are consistently making this game better. And as I tell people, when this game comes out, it's one of these games that is going to keep on getting better and better over time. And if you didn't get it at launch and you come back 3 months later, it'll be way better. And then we see here, applied enhanced PSSR sharpen functionality to the PS5 Pro to improve image sharpness. So you have something called PSSR sharpen functionality. Interesting. See, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If developers know what they're doing, they can tap into the PSSR and make things even better. Because there was a softness to it, and now you have PSSR sharpen functionality, which made things better. So that's pretty cool. And we'll talk more about that in a second. It says applied enhanced PSSR Native AA to the PlayStation 5 Pro's quality mode. This is interesting. So now we have PSSR sharpen functionality and PSSR Native AA, which is anti-aliasing, which is actually pretty good. So we see this is some updates that the Pro got on top of the patch notes, which we can take a look at in a second. Going over here, he says this PSSR Native AA refers to using PSSR solely for anti-aliasing in games running natively at 4K, which further enhances the overall image quality. PSSR can be used in that way too. So we're learning more about, in general, as proof, what PSSR can be used for. And that's pretty impressive. So let's zoom in on this image right here and get the idea here. So over here to the left is the launch build, right? This is the native PSSR patch. Guys, if we take a look at this grass right here, we get an idea. We go over here, this looks significantly better. And I can get out the camera real quick just to show you. What's that little part over there? So like, if we're taking a look at the grass right here, and we take a look at it right here, we see how much better that is. Look at that improvement. Look at the blurriness over here. And there's also the player right here with him, but there's more people on the screen here. And we see huge improvements on the foliage, the textures, everything. Even the shadows are a little bit different here. But everything looks a lot more clear. If you take a look at like the trees right here, same one, this looks more clear. The background has more on it going and it's more clear. Interesting stuff here when you really see how far they can improve the image quality with PSSR 2. It makes a huge difference, honestly. Aaron says Days Gone Remaster uses that as well for quality mode, which is actually interesting. So yeah, I mean, it's not like, oh yeah, I can barely notice it. We don't have to zoom in here, right? No, if we take a look at this screenshot, look at the grass here as well, and then look at it over here, it looks a lot better. There's a clear difference here. This still looks good, right? And this is the native 4K 30 FPS quality mode. Like if you want to go for maximum visual quality, you know what I mean? And that's what this update does. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this screenshot too, because so as we take a look at all of this, there's definitely an improvement here. Now, character model, there was some screenshots showing that there was some improvements on that too. But that was a different post. But it's definitely pretty nice here. And this just goes to show you that, you know, like I said, PSSR is definitely a quality upscaler, and that it just keeps on improving over time. And that if the developers are good enough, they can tap into it and make things better over time. This game is definitely a game that I have to say, when it first launched, it had people worried. You looked at the user score, you looked at the meta, and it's already jumped up big time, and it's making huge improvements. People are putting over 100 plus hours into this game already, and they're ready to put another 100 plus. It's one of those games that has that quality where you could play it for a very long time, and it can last you 2 months, you know what I mean, easily, if you want to sit up there and play that every single day. Some people more. If you're doing multiple playthroughs, hell, you could be playing this game all year. But another thing that I noticed right here is looking at this tree right here, and then going right over here and looking at that tree. What a difference in sharpness. Looking at, see, this is what I mean by the softness, the sharpening. Do you see the softness on this tree here on the right too? I got my mouse on, and then you go over here on the mouse set, and it's just significantly sharper. So that's what he was talking about right there. You guys see what I mean? When he says native AA and enhancing image quality for PS5 Pro. PSSR sharpen functionality. We see that sharpening and the nativeness. So the nativeness plus the sharpness has made it look a lot better. But they've also improved all other modes as well. It's not just that, but that's just a highlight, so that people could see what we're talking about here. Now, if you guys want to see the patch notes, I mean, right over here, Twitter, you can easily do something like this and go down and find something like this video right here. This update right here, 1.02.00 is here. The capacity of your private storage can now be increased from 240 up to 1000. Added headgear visibility option in settings. Added an abyss nexus and balloon. That's how you say it. A balloon. Added one new armor set and helmet for cats. Added a movement controls option. This option can be selected because people are complaining about the movement in this game. They went to fix that actually and made it a lot better. But added a movement controls option. This option can be selected via main menu, others, settings, input, movement controls, and offer 2 options, basic and classic. This is actually good. The stamina consumption for mounts has been adjusted. Added an escape value or escape key guide when affected by elemental status effects. Improve responsiveness when inputting a jump after attack. Some people were complaining about that too. So we see they're getting right at work. They don't make you wait too long. You're going to see like standard denoiser, NVIDIA, ray reconstruction, like all the stuff in here that's fixed, and then like fixed issues here, of course, and then stability, performance, and crash issues across PC, console, and Mac. So it's not just sharpness, but they're also improving the performance across everything. Yeah, this is a game where I wonder, because they made these improvements over time, could it end up being eligible for a Game of the Year contender compared to what it was at launch, if it works that way? Because it's turning out to be quite the game now. Because we know right now probably the Game of the Year is Pokemon Pokepia and Resident Evil Requiem. Or will this game be added in because they improved it over time? And it's selling very well. I mean, it could end up being at 6-7 million by the end of the year. So this guy says, why is nobody talking about the double jump to glide? How they've done it is perfect. You can now double jump, and if you continue holding the jump button after the second jump, you go into a glide. So yeah, if you guys didn't know about that, that's something you can do right here down in the comments. Finally, added headgear visibility. That's a thing that I know people liked. They're just turning things around so quick for their players and doing such a good job. I have to say, I've been patient waiting on the game. Now I'm definitely going to be jumping in. If you guys have this game, let me know what you think about it. Is it turning out to be your Game of the Year so far? Or is it Resident Evil Requiem? Or if you're like in Pokemon Pokepia, depending on if that's, your type of cup of tea or not. You're into those type of games. But yeah, it seems like it's making a huge turnaround, just like I thought it would. So yeah, there we go again with the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? Getting updates that are showing that it can still be used in ways that I didn't know about. I can't wait to see what CD Projekt's gonna have to do about that. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. Later, y'all.